Right, and welcome to another Spinato Spin. Great to be here. Of course, we're in the new decade, new year. Everything's exciting. We're starting something real big here, right? This is it. This is our chance. Second week that we're doing the talk this year. Great to have you. And here's the date, January 15th, 2020. This is usually when all the resolutions, determinations, whatever you want to call them, go by the wayside. People have had 2 weeks to formulate their excuses, 2 weeks to decide that things aren't working out right, so they're going to throw all that stuff away. If that's you, I'm going to try to reel you back in. If it's not you and you're just sailing along, maybe you could just sit back and say, I hope I don't wind up into that. You know, back in the day, I was in a company, and every so and such amount of time, the big guy would come in front of us and he'd say, you know what we're going to do? We're going to give you an AH test. We want to see if you are one of those people that, you know, we really don't want to be. We want to see how close you are to being the person you want to be. Yeah, think about this. I started thinking about this at first when I said it to myself. I said, maybe this doesn't make sense, but help me out. Tell me what you think of this. Know this, H2O equals water, right? Well, this is what happens too. If you have a goal, okay, and you have a belief, that equals your reality. Well, here's my question for you. Whose water are you drinking? Whose water are you drinking? What dream are you chasing? Your own dream or somebody else? Whose belief do you hold in your heart? Somebody else's belief or your own belief? You see, the water basically comes from what it makes of, the composition of what it is that you're making, right? And basically, that's the reality you live. You are living now somebody else's reality, or you're living your own. And right now, you're probably at a crossroads whether or not to keep going with your resolutions and your determinations and whatever it is you set forth to change for the year 2020, and maybe for the decade of 2020 decade. Maybe this is your chance. Maybe you can right the ship. Maybe you're right at a tipping point. Let's see. Let's think about what we could do to help out. You know what it's going to take? It's going to take 5 basic abilities to get yourself across the finish line and keep moving the ball forward and keep moving things together as a one and making yourself go forward. Number 1, the first ability you have to have is accountability. You got to be accountable. You got to be the type of person that says you're going to do something and then you do it. You got to be the type of person that says, you know, it's not working out just right now, but I'm going to show up and fight every day. I heard this before, it makes a lot of sense. You got to show up and fight. You got to show up and fight every day. You know, this stupid lottery thing that used to say, well, you can't win if you don't play. Of course. If you don't show up, you have no chance at playing, no chance at winning. And Wayne Gretzky says every shot that you don't take doesn't go in the net. That's what he used to say. You got to take the shot. You got to give yourself a chance. You got to be accountable. You got to say you're going to do something. You got to do it. That's what a resolution is. You got to resolve to do something. Make it a promise. Make a promise to yourself. Not to yourself, make it to somebody else and have them hold you accountable. Doing some swimming the other day, and I said, you know what, do me a favor. The lifeguard was watching me swim. I said, count how many laps I do. Count how many laps, just to have 2 people in the fight. Count how many times I've gone back and forth. He did it, and I felt obligated to make sure that I made every lap that I said I was going to make. Make yourself accountable. Keep yourself going forward. The second ability is you got to be coachable. Coachability is huge. Coachability doesn't mean, oh, rah, 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 you're on a team. No, you're the team. But there's a coach within you. The coach knows how to win. You find a winning formula and you stick with it. You know, a lot of people say, I'm coachable, I'm coachable. You know what? That person's probably not coachable. You know, if you got to say you're coachable, you're probably not coachable. You know what a coachable person does? When the coach calls a play, whether or not he likes it or not, he runs it. You see, no one's ever going to follow you unless you call a play and you run it. And you run somebody else's play first. That's what it's coming down to. And you might be the person that you have to call the play for to get stuff done. You got to look in a book, look in a books, find somebody that's making it happen and say, you know, what should I do? How should I be doing this? And you listen to them. You believe they have the right idea. You run it. If you believe in that person, that they're heading in the right direction, you follow them. That's what it's all about, but make sure it's in your own mind. Hold yourself accountable. The other one is stickability. Most people quit. Dabo Sweeney, yeah, he lost the national championship. Didn't get a chance to get 2 in a row, but he won 29 games in a row. You know what he said? He said, you know what the biggest problem in the country today is? Biggest problem I see out there, you know, he's out there recruiting and trying to find winners for a football team. He says most people quit. They hit any adversity and they're out of there. How about you? Here's a question you can ask yourself, toughen yourself up. What's it going to take to make you quit? What's it going to take to say, oh, that's it. That's enough for me. Guess what? It's just meant to be. Got to quit. What's it going to take to do that? Bear Bryant, great football coach, said, you know, quitting becomes a habit. Just like any other thing that you'll do. Once you quit on one, you'll quit on another. You know, the old saying about the Texas and the girl will lie about one thing, she'll lie about another, whatever the expression is. But the bottom line is, once you develop the habit of quitting, it's going to be easy. Stick it out, toughen it up, keep going, stay forward, stay focused, make a promise to yourself and commit to it. That's a great quality to have, stickability. The fourth one is compatibility. You got to be likable. Someone's got to want to spend time with you. People got to think you're okay. Work on ways to make yourself have a more pleasing personality. And Napoleon Hill talks about that in his book, Think and Grow Rich. Do you have a pleasing personality? You got to work on it. Some people say, well, I'm not a real good people person. You got to work on it. No matter what you want to accomplish, you can't accomplish anything in this world unless you have people. You got to work on it. You got to work on your people skills. You got to become more compatible. The last one on the ability chain is credibility. Well, credibility means you're the type of person that people are understanding will be there for them. You're going to be credible. You're going to have credibility of the fact that you're a person they can count on. You're a person that says you're going to do something and you get it done. Credibility is huge, and credibility usually doesn't happen until you walk through those other 4 paces, the other 4 steps. I hope you have a great night and a great talking to you, and always remember, stickability is the key. Have a great one, everybody.